हेलो गाइज वेलकम ब्याक टु माई च्यानल र अहिले म आइपुगेको छु अगमसिंह गिरी हायर सेकेन्ड्री स्कुल। यहाँ आज इन्टर स्कुल क्विज भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि यो क्विजको जुन चाहिँ प्रोग्राम छ म यसलाई आज कभर अप गर्नेवाला छु।
We would now like to begin our quiz competition today. And let me tell you, this is not going to be a session where I'm going to just ask you basic GK questions, okay? I'm only here trying to say this, that any person, despite being in any school in Darjeeling Hills, can go up to become a national level champion, okay? Rules and regulations are very, very different from what we have generally in any quiz. There's not going to be any plus 10, plus 5 business over here. Okay? No direct and indirect. That's the days gone by. We have to keep updated and updated. And all, like you have your regular software updated in your phone, likewise you have to update yourself as well. Okay? So we are starting with Agamsigh Giri Memorial Higher Secondary Quiz Competition 2022 with Vidya Jyoti Academy, and this is your first question for 10 points. Many people might think that our martial arts started from China, from Shaolin Temple, but in fact it was an Indian monk who had traveled from South India and he established what is today known as the Chinese Kung Fu in Shaolin Temple, okay? But that's not the question, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you, name the monk. For 10 points, all you need to do is tell me which sport is governed by a set of rules called the Queensberry rules. And your time, you get 10 seconds to answer, and your time starts now. Discuss. You should be ready with an answer by the time I come to you. Don't start thinking after I come to you. The Queensberry rules. Any answer, Vidya Jyoti, at the nick of time?
Tennis.
It's not tennis. Little Rocket for 10 points. Wrestling. Wrestling. Sunara, do you want to wrestle? Yes? Boxing, 10 points to Sunara. What a beautiful way to start. It's boxing. Boxing may be a hand-to-hand combat, but it's governed by a set of rules called the Queensberry rules. Though the name might sound very feminine, but it's governing boxing. Your direct for 10 points. This very famous monument in India was built by a king called Raja Jaiman Singh, Savai Jaiman Singh, okay, in Rajasthan. This, as you can see in the very beautiful depiction of the monument here, was actually built to represent the crown of Lord Krishna. And the entire monument is designed thereafter to look like the crown of Lord Krishna. For 10 points, identify this very, very, very famous monument that every one of you have heard of. Vision, your time starts now. Okay, at the nick of time, I'll give it to you. What's the answer? Dwarka. It's not Dwarka. It's not Dwarka. Though Dwarka is very much associated with Lord Krishna. It's Hawa Mahal. 10 points to Vidya Jyoti Academy. That is the very famous Hawa Mahal in Jaipur. Okay. This very famous bird is found in every nook and corner of the Himalayan belt across India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, Myanmar, stretching into Myanmar. It's called a blue whistling thrush. It goes around eating insects, lizards, and it lives on small crevices in different river beds. All you need to do for very easy 10 points, Little Rangit. What is it commonly known as? Or locally known as? Stands up, Little Rangit. Any answer? No. Sunada, what's the answer? The answer is? Kalchura. 10 points to Sunada. That is the Kalchura up there. You have seen the Kalchura, but you can identify it now. When it's the most important thing for you to do. You must have heard of that song, no? Mukadi, chu, koi churi, chu, pick chu, and all that. That's taught in Nepali as well. That's Kalchura. And now you know what is Kalchura called in English. It's called blue whistling thrush. 10 points to Sunada.
USA, Canada, Mexico.
10 points to Sunada. Mathai Murli and the former bowling that he invented is called Dusra, which means second in Hindi, right? He was born in a place called Sepix and he died at the age of 33 in a place called Babylon in Mesopotamia, in Babylon, due to food poisoning. This person is very much related to Indian history because it was here at the doors of India that he returned back to wherever he had come from. And he founds one of the biggest empire the ancient India has ever seen. Okay, that's history for you. For 10 points, Little Rangit, identify this very, very, very important person in Indian history. Indian ancient history. Yes, is?
Cyrus the Great.
Cyrus the Great. Vision. Napoleon Bonaparte. No, Napoleon is world medieval history.
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. 10 points to Victor for Alexander the Great. A very famous historic picture depicting something that India in present day has become one of the world leaders. But during the heydays, when we were just starting our venture into this field, we were transporting what you can see, the various equipments in cycles and bullock carts. But today, India is one of the world leaders in this particular field. Okay? Little Rangit, very easy. Either give me the name of the organization. Since I said 10 points to Little Rangit for ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, started by a person called Mr. Satish Dhawan. Football in its present day form originated not in England but in some other country, which traces its roots back to a game called Quiggling that was played during its initial days. Were very, very easy 10 points, Sonata. Where was football founded in? The game of football. The name should give away the hint. Kingling. Sonata. Around 2000 years ago. China at the beginning of time. Sunada gets 10 points for China. Name the 2 Indian states which recently went to poll and whose results were announced just the day before yesterday.
Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh.
10 points to Vidyadharani Academy. I'll give them 10 points, okay? I was looking for both the answers. Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh. So the home state of Mr. Narendra Modi. So BJP has come back into power with a thumping majority, breaking all the previous records of the state as the father or in fact the mother of the Indian national flag. Yes, vision? You want to go for it?
Madam Bikaji Kama.
Madam Bikaji Kama, 10 points to Sunada for Madam Bikaji Kama. History. Indian history, Indian modern history. Okay. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is known as the Iron Man of India, right? Why is he called the Iron Man of India? Because before the British left India in 1947, there were more than 562 princely states in India. Okay? 562 princely states in India. So the British had left them an option that they can either stay with Pakistan that had just been created or they can stay with India. or they can remain independent as a separate state. Saying to every prince and princesses of the 562 states that you do not have an option of staying independent, that you have to come within the Indian Union. Okay? Everyone obliged except for these three rulers that you see up on the stage. The leader or the ruler over here, okay, he is Maharaja Hari Singh of Jammu and Kashmir. This person over here is the Nawab of Junagadh in Gujarat. Okay, and as you can see, this person is our beloved Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. For 10 points, Little Rangit, name the third Indian state that had defied the diktat of the Indian Union and decided to stay independent, and the Indian army had to be sent into the state in 1948 under Operation Polo. And this Nawab is also a Nawab. He was supposed to be the richest person alive back then in the world. So, which Indian state are we talking about? For 10 points. I'll give you a hint. It's the name of one of the capital cities in India, in present day India. The Nawab of Gangtok. Right? Rangit, 10 points? Or not the Nawab, sorry, in fact, I'm getting mixed up. The Nizam of Dash. Delhi. Sitting in the capital, defying the government itself, right? So it has to be far from the capital, where you can openly defy the central government. Vidyajyoti, the Nizam of
Hyderabad.
10 points. Vidyajyoti Academy, the Nizam of Hyderabad. He was a poet, author, playwright. Also, no one knows this, but he was also associated with Darjeeling municipality. Okay, he was chairman of the Darjeeling municipality for a very brief period as well. Back then, when we did not have ward commissioners and we did not have the selling and buying of ward commissioners in open market back then, when we had social workers who used to become voluntarily the ward commissioners of the Darjeeling municipality, so he was the chairman back then during those not so messy political eras of Darjeeling days. He is also credited for creating something in Nepali literature called the Deshra Ayan, the third dimension, the Deshra Ayan. Okay, his books now are being translated into English by a lady called Manjushri Thapa, and now the audience worldwide are coming to know about the brilliance of this person. For very famous 10 points, very easy 10 points, identify this very famous Nepali author, a poet. Vision.
Indra Bahadur.
10 points, Vision. Indra Bahadur Rai. And one of the books that I've read recently, the English translation, it's a book called There is a Carnival Today. Okay? So Indra Bahadur Rai, very famous person. Unfortunately, we lost him. He is no more with us. So, tribute to this great person by Vision, by answering and identifying the person. So, thank you, Vision, for that. 10 points to you. Sonala, your direct for 10 points. Okay. I'll make it easy. The person's name is Gumnami Baba. Okay? Very easy. Gumnami Baba. So, there's this conspiracy that goes by that this person, after independence, in fact, before independence, he was traveling from India to Japan, and he died on the way when his plane crashed in Taiwan. But in fact, he was evacuated and taken by the Russians, and he stayed in Siberia, according to one account. Another account states that he changed his entire look. He came back to India, and he stayed and lived the remaining of his life as Gumnami Baba till he died in 1980s. Okay? For 10 points, Little Rangit, very easy. Which person are we talking about? Very famous Indian independence. See, think of that. at the nick of time. Little Rongit, the answer? No? No, you don't know any freedom fighter. Vidya Jyoti Academy.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Is it correct? Are you confident? Lock kiya jaye? Sahi jawab. 10 points to Vidya Jyoti Academy for Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And as you see, Netaji is a master of disguise, right? When he was, our Darjeeling Hills itself is associated with Netaji, because if you are from Gorsham, you know that he was imprisoned in a place called Vidya Pahar, where our own Nepali freedom fighter, Helen Lepcha, also known as Savitri Devi, helped Netaji escape from Vidya Pahar. Okay, so Netaji is in the hearts of every Gorkhas. And in fact, when he formed the Indian National Army in Singapore, and he came and attacked India via Burma, the most number of people within the Indian National Army were the Gorkhas. And we have Krishna Bahadur Mukhya, who was his personal bodyguard, who was his driver as well. We have so many different accounts of INA leaders, like we have a great Durga Sayyid Durga Malla, who was the first Indian Gorkha to lay down his life for the independence of our country, right? So there is so many history associated with that. And that is quizzing. This is quizzing. Not keeping. Leading right now is Vidya Jyoti Academy with 60 points. We have in the second position, slow closed, and yet they might make it. It's Sunada High School with 50 points. And now there is a fight to stay alive in this competition between Little Rangit and Vision Academy. And Vision right now is in a slight advantage. They are at 20, Little Rangit is at 10. So if you get this answer correct, you stay on Little Rangit or this group of family, okay? This group of people, these family members, they suffer from what is called dwarfism. Okay? In India, there is a very derogatory word called Lilliput. Lilliput. Why Lilliput? Lilliput. So actually this word Lilliput, it is derived from a very famous book. Okay? It's derived from a very famous book where there was this group of people, very short in stature, and that tribe was called Lilliputians. And that is where the word Lilliput is derived from. Okay? Think now, which book are we talking about? Very easy. Yeah, everyone has heard of it. In fact, you must have read it. Vision. Little Rangit, be ready with the answer. They don't know the answer. You have to get it to stay alive. Not getting it. Let's say if Sunada can play spoil sport and catch your 10. What's the answer, Sunada? Anything? Hurry up. No. Okay, Little Rangit, your chance now to beat the Netherlands. Give me an answer. The book, a group of small people, a tribe called Lilliputians. Little Rangit, go for it.
No, I think this is works.
Yes?
No, I don't.
You missed it, Little Rangit.
Travel.
Gulliver's Travels, exactly. 10 points at the nick of time. And Vidya Jyoti just extending the lead. I believe they are at 70 now. Sunada is at 50. And Vision is at 20. And sadly, we have to say goodbye to Little Rangit. But I'd like to request you to stay after lunch to witness the finals as well. So this is where it stands. Can we have a big round of applause to Vidya Jyoti Academy, Sunada and Vision. They move on to the finals here after the lunch. Thank you so much. I would like to request every one of you to kindly move down to your respective seats. Can we have the captain of the remaining 5 teams over here, please, quickly?